Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, Ron.
This is a case of Walter v. Rogers and Sanders.
Thank you. Good day, everyone.
Good day, Your Honor.
Ms. Walters, you claim the defendant was a childhood family friend who got you pregnant and now refuses to do anything for your 3-year-old son, Rylan.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove that he is Rylan's father, so he will finally step up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rogers, you say you spent 2 months in jail for unpaid child support and are currently behind more than $2,500 in payments for a child who is not yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
You and your mother are here to prove that you are not Rylan's biological father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Walters, how do you know he's the dad?
I slept with another man weeks prior to even conceiving my son, and we did use protection. And at the time I conceived my son, he was the only person that I was having sex with without using protection. I've known them for 20 years now. We grew up together. We did family vacations together, holidays. Our families were always together. We grew up, we dated. That didn't really work out in middle school. The feelings came back once we got in high school, and we started sleeping together again. His mom didn't approve of us being together.
No,
we weren't in a relationship.
Know that y'all were together.
Yeah, my mom didn't know nothing.
I had no clue.
Nobody in the family on either side had any recognition of anything the whole time.
So you all kept this a secret?
Yes, ma'am.
And you all were having unprotected sex?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. When she found out she was pregnant, you know, we was best friends. We had been friends growing up our whole lives. Like, we was together, you know what I mean, all the time. Not in a relationship, but we was friends. She texted me one day, sent me a picture while I was at work, and it was a sticky note that says 6 weeks pregnant. I text back, congratulations, tell the other guy congratulations.
Is that what you really felt?
Yes, ma'am. That is honestly what I believe.
Your Honor?
Because she was in a relationship with this other guy, so why would it automatically be mine? You know what I'm saying?
But were you sleeping with her during the window of conception?
Yes, ma'am. We had slept together.
I was not in a relationship, Your Honor, with anybody.
She says she's pregnant. You say, good luck to you. And now you by yourself.
It was hard. He didn't come to any doctor's appointments. I was doing it by myself. And then once I got maybe 7, 8 months, oh, I'll be there if he's mine. I'll take care of him. Don't put me on child support. Once I had him, he came to the hospital. He left the hospital before my son was born.
Your Honor, in my head, okay, me and this girl have been through everything together, known each other since we was in diapers. I felt like she was trying to push me as the father because she knew we would always be there. Our families would be together.
Her dad and I were best friends. We took family trips together. All that's been ruined since all this has happened.
So the truth is you all grew up like brother and sisters,
Yes,
cousins, because I mean...
That was my home away from home. I mean, I was always with them.
Like you can see in that picture, like we was friends, we was happy. We was best friends growing up, literally best friends.
She was like one of my children, Your Honor.
But ever since this happened, it's just completely killed everything.
tore
Our
us all
families
apart.
don't hang out no more.
And so, Ms. Sanders, I can see this is really upsetting you.
And I apologize for that.
No, you don't have to apologize. You're upset because first you had no idea.
No, I would have never allowed them to spend days and nights and all in my house because to me they were like brother and sister.
So you would let her spend the night because she's just like another child.
She would spend all summers with us. She would spend weekends with us. Her dad lived right down the road, and while he worked or whatever, she'd come and stayed at my home. I didn't feel the need to supervise it because they grew up together.
Did you know if Ms. Walters was intimate with anyone else?
Yes. Later on, I did because I found a bunch of condoms in her stuff when I went through it. Because I checked all the kids for drugs.
That was from the health department. They give you condoms at the health department. And that was right after I went to the health department. I went to her house.
But the bottom line is when you found them, you said to yourself, she must be sexually active now.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you weren't aware of that before.
I had heard that
you didn't
because
know
I
for
loved
certain.
her, I didn't listen to the rumors.
Did you ask her about it once you found those condoms?
I did not.
So when
Doesn't
you
matter.
first found out she was pregnant, did you immediately say, my son could be the father, or you felt like she...
No, I got a phone call and said, Lindsay's pregnant and she's saying Roy's the father. Well, Roy was with me at the time. And I turned around and I said, Roy, did you know that? He said, that is not my baby mama.
Did you know at that time they had been sleeping together?
No, that was when I found out.
That was when you found out?
Yes.
And Your Honor, I don't get how, all right, I was not in the delivery room when he was born, so therefore my name is not on that birth certificate. I've had no DNA, but DNA established the whole time he has been in this world. How am I on child support? I was out of town working when the court date was set up for the DNA test. So I missed the court date, automatically rules me as the father.
Yes.
I'm thinking, how am I on child support? There's been no DNA, no birth certificate signed. There's no connection to me and that boy as him being mine as
Your Honor,
at the moment.
But there's been a court date.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't tell you how many men stand before me and say, Your Honor, I got this court date in the mail. I went to this address and I had to work, or I went to this address and I knew that child wasn't mine, so I just didn't go. Without understanding that you can and you will be named the legal father of that child by default.
I did not know that at the time, Your Honor.
I know you didn't, or you would have been in court.
Well, 2 weeks later, I was on the way to the beach for my sister's birthday. Well, my buddy happened to be speeding. Cop pulls us over, gave my buddy a breathalyzer. He failed it. So he locks him up in the car. So the cop puts him in the car, walks back up to me, and I heard him call over his radio. Roy Rogers has a warrant out of Monroe County for child neglect. So he instantly threw me on the back of the car, slammed me against the car, and put me in handcuffs. I ended up going to this little country jail where, I don't know, it's not even a jail, it's a little barn thing. And they locked me up there for 3 days. They don't feed you on the weekends, but like 2 times a day, and it's these little bitty I don't even know what it was, to be honest with you, Your Honor. Then I had to wait till Monday for Monroe County to drive down there and pick me up and transport me back to Monroe County, where I sat 2 months.
Listen, what you're explaining right now, it happens more often than you think. Before I did family law, I was a criminal defense attorney for many, many years. And it was to always say, the worst thing you can do is get locked up on a Friday. Because you're going to have to wait till Monday.
It was a Friday, too.
Oh, I know. When you started describing it, I said that was a Friday.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I need to hear some more testimony. We have a witness I'd like to call to the stand. It's your best friend, Ms. Walters. Ron, will you please escort the witness into the courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Please state your name for the court.
Rochelle Rogers.
And Ms. Rogers, you are Ms. Walters' best friend.
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you known one another?
22 years.
Last name Rogers.
Yes.
Sounds familiar.
Yes, ma'am. That's my sister.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
So you and Ms. Walters are best friends because you all grew up together.
Exactly. She was in the house every other weekend, every summer, all the time. I went up there, she came down here, we were together all the time. Every bit that we could be together, we could be together.
And you're still best friends today?
Yes, we are.
Your Honor.
Do you believe your brother is Ryland's father?
No, ma'am.
Why?
Well, because at the time we were all young, we all done our different things, we were all partying. We were together every day, all the time. Every time we went out together. We done everything together. I was aware of her sleeping with the other guy. She also stated the next morning that she did sleep with him, that she did sleep with the other guy. Then 6 weeks later, I'm staying at her house. She comes home. She breaks down on the floor crying because she finds out she's pregnant. At the time, she does not know who the father is.
At the time, do you know she's sleeping with your brother?
I did.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
So you knew they were sleeping together even when your mother didn't?
Yes, ma'am.
Keep going.
She broke down on the floor crying. The little paper said 6 weeks, that she was 6 weeks pregnant. She sent a text to Roy. I'm not sure what his response was. She was just crying, lividly. At the time, she said that she had 2 different potential fathers, but when it all came out of her being pregnant, her telling my mother and her father that she was pregnant, it was all directed toward Roy. The other guy was never an option.
So you're saying when she first found out, you were there for the emotional breakdown
Yes.
when she realized she was pregnant.
Yes.
And in that moment,
Yes.
she admitted to you that there were 2 possible fathers.
Yes, which I knew before because of the party, and she did tell me that she slept with the guy the morning after. She slept with him, and that was, weeks prior to this happening, of course, weeks prior to her finding out she was pregnant. But when it all came out, she did say, yes, that there was 2 potential fathers.
So when it came to the point where she was just saying
had to
your
tell-
brother was the child's father, did you tell anybody, hey, she told me there was another guy?
Yes, I did.
So, Ms. Walters, that is not what you testified to today in court. Ms. Rogers, your best friend, his sister, is saying that you were open with her right from the start, that there
When I
could be
told
2
Mr.
possible
Rogers
fathers.
that I slept with this other man, it was because out of anger. At the time that I found out I was pregnant and I told him, his ex-girlfriend was about to have his baby. And at the time,
Yes, Your Honor. I have a
he was
4-year-old
young
son
and
also.
he didn't want to be responsible.
So were you denying that you were the father because you didn't want any more responsibility, or did you truly feel
I honestly
like it's
believed
impossible
it was not
for you to
mine.
be the father?
I honestly believed it was not mine, Your Honor. And Your Honor, we live in a small town. Like, our town is not big at all where we're from. And it's just everybody knows everybody. So, word gets around.
What have you heard specifically?
what I've heard when all this was going on, when the conception, when she got pregnant and all this, I was hearing from multiple different people that she was sleeping with multiple different people and not to believe it was my child. That was what I was told.
Your Honor, at this time, he was dating a girl, and she did not like me at all. And she had fed him that this is not your child. He's not yours. He's not going to be yours. I don't like her, and this kid's not going to be a part of you. And he fed this into him, and he denied him.
Your Honor, I confronted her about that, about the rumors of several different partners. And her exact words was to me, it doesn't matter how many partners I've had, Roy's the father.
Well, Your Honor, in my opinion, there's always should be that little bit of doubt in your mind. If there is, if you're not sleeping with one person for multiple months and in a steady relationship with them, and you are going around and happen to sleep with one or two more people, there should always be a doubt in your head.
So, Ms. Rogers, since you all are best friends and we're testifying and we're here to lay it on the line and just tell the truth, did you see, know, witness her involved with any other person besides your brother and this other guy?
I know for a fact there was 2 people that she was sleeping with at the time, which was including my brother and the other guy. I know that for a fact. But as far as her sleeping with multiple men, I knew that there was different people, but in that time period, I couldn't per se, oh, during that time period, she slept with 3 or 4 different people. But during that time period, I do know that she slept with 2 people. And I believe that it may have been okay, well, let me just pin it on Roy because we're lifelong friends. And he's always going to be there regardless. Nothing, no one's ever going to change. And on my side, it put me in a horrible situation because Lindsay's my best friend and this is my brother. So I can't choose sides. I'm not going to lose her and I'm not going to lose him. But then my mom comes in and it's killing her because we all grew up together. This is insane for them to even be together like this. That's crazy. That's not supposed to happen. We grew up like, this is my cousin, this is my uncle, like, this is my family. They were never supposed to have sexual contact at all. It ruined my relationship with them. It ruined my relationship, all of us together. None of us can hang out anymore. They ruined our whole family unit. Everything.
And I can see that really hurts you. I can see that.
That is correct, Your Honor. Our families, literally, it's like they despise each other now. When we was best friends.
Best friends.
So you all both have a part to play in this. And this is what we end up with. 2 families that once loved each other, spent time together, supported one another, are now torn apart. And you all aren't even together.
And we
never were.
We went from talking every day, being best friends, to barely communicating. And then to a point where we didn't communicate at all for months and months and months at a time.
That's just sad. And most importantly, there is a beautiful child here. 3 years old, doesn't know who his father is. And then if you are the biological father, are the 2 families going to be able to get along enough?
I don't think, Your Honor,
it'll never be the same.
To support this child.
I think there's been too much between us.
It'll never be the same.
And then if he's not your biological child, will there be reason enough to mend this rift and to put these families back together?
It's possible, Your Honor, but there's no telling with the different family members that are in each other's family.
It's obvious Mr. Rogers and his mother have doubt.
Yes, Your Honor.
I need to know from you. Are there any other possible fathers?
Your Honor, at the time that I got pregnant was around New Year's, and the time I slept with the other man was beginning mid-December. At the hospital, I made sure they checked the dates and everything just to make sure there was, because he told me, I won't take a DNA test unless the other guy takes a DNA test. I was like, there's no point if he's not the father.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You don't know for a 100% fact who is the father when there's more than one dude in the picture. You don't have 100% fact of that.
So, Ms. Walters, you submitted photos of your son, Rylan, and Mr. Rogers as a child. And you believe there is a distinct similarity?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Mr. Rogers, do you see it?
No, Your Honor.
You don't?
I see her dad more than anything.
They have the same features,
more than anything.
The same hair, the eyebrows, the mouth shape, the ears, everything.
I see a lot of Lindsay in him, Your Honor.
Yeah.
How about you, sister? Do you see anything?
I believe he looks like Miss Walters' dad.
What about this other guy? Does anyone know what he looks like?
Nothing like my son. He's really tall, skinny.
All right. I think it's time for the results. Ron, I'm ready. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. In the case of Walters versus Rogers Sanders, when it comes to 3-year-old Rylan Walters, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Rogers, you are his father.
I'm sorry.
Both of you all burst into tears in that moment. What do you feel?
Your Honor, I grew up without a father. So I know what it's like. And I told myself from day one I was not going to be that person. And now that I know him as father, I can step up and actually be his father.
Good. How do you feel, Ms. Walters? Are you happy?
I'm relieved. I've waited for this for so long. My son deserves to have his father there. And he's missed out on almost 4 years of his life.
How do you feel, Mom?
I feel guilty now for not being there for him.
And how about you? It's your nephew. It's not just your best friend's child, it's your nephew.
I'm so happy.
I'm
so happy for Roy, and I'm so happy for her and Mom. The whole reason Mom wasn't being a big part of his life was because she had so much doubt. And now he can have a full-time grandparent, full-time dad, full-time mom, full-time aunt. He can have a full-time family.
Yes. You know, I couldn't have said it any better. A full-time family. I so hope that this moment of clarity and truth will help to bring these families back together. But this young, innocent life, I think, is the perfect seed, right?
Yes,
so that we can grow a new beginning between you all. You know you love each other. Now we just have to grow that love, grow the forgiveness, and most importantly, grow and raise up this beautiful child. I wish you all the very best of luck. We have counseling for you right now. Take advantage of it.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Court is adjourned.